This is Andrew Holmes, and we are with Miss Lisa Meyers, and we are in a beautiful, stunning flip, as you guys saw. So, Lisa, this is house number 5, right?
Yeah.
Listed for $479.
Yes.
So now you're like a bona fide, the queen of flips, right? So before we kind of get into the story of this house, right? Because it's beautifully done, the right paints, the right way it's put together, that sort of a thing. But let me roll the clock back 3 years. This was a type of a house you've always wanted to do. This is like the dream house for you, right?
Yes.
But 3 years ago, even though you wanted to do this badly, you would have run the other way when it really came down to it.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
So, because for a lot of people, they want to do these type of houses. They're like, oh my God, how do I get to this stage? But this is not your first house. You built up to this.
Right.
Right? So the first house that you did was you merely did a wholesale. Right?
Yeah.
What did you make from that first wholesale?
It was 20,000.
20,000. Okay. So the question is this: you were a part of Mastery, right? I want to kind of go back to the fear factor and the unknowns, because that's really what is the difference between Lisa Meyers 3 years ago versus Lisa Meyers today, in your opinion?
Well, just the experience of starting small,
Right.
with the more comfortable ones,
Okay.
and working with more people, getting to the next step of working with the wholesaler,
Right.
getting the lumber property, and really just keep gaining experience as I
Each
go
time.
along. Each
Okay,
time.
got it. So I guess with someone like Lisa, right, going from where she was 3 years ago to today, and Lisa, I know this is very kind of nerve-wracking, right, to share this, right, be on camera, and this is for everybody, that it's nerve-wracking. But what we want is we want to know the lessons learned, because the fears, the anxiety, all the things that you went through, right? Oh my God, what am I going to do, right? Versus today. And now I'm sure, if I asked you now, there are some core strengths that you have, right? So what were the fears? What was the nervousness? I guess let's start with this. Is it nerve-wracking to even share this?
Yes, I mean a little bit. Not used to talking on a camera.
Okay.
But, no, I mean at first we're all afraid of the unknown, and are we going to find the right property at the right price? Are we gonna overpay, and how are we gonna find all the funds for it? And am I gonna lose?
Right.
I mean
That's the big fear.
the
right?
big fear.
The big fear.
After all your work and
Right.
dedication to the property, and then you lose. So, those are my
Big
fears
fears
starting out.
initially. Okay. So I think one thing you've done well, right? Number one, I still remember the 3-day where you were kind of sitting middle of the stage, and you're like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't call me out, right? And if you remember that, and I was like, Miss Lisa's sitting right over there, as big a success rate as we have in Mastery, right? Miss Lisa hasn't done a property yet, right? I'm sure it was very unnerving for you, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, why doesn't it happen for me, right? As quickly as it happens for everybody.
Right.
But
Right.
I think the first thing I have to commend you on is you stuck with it, rather than it being a real estate class where you
Yeah.
came, you were, oh, this is so exciting,
Yeah.
and now it's gone, right? It's like taking a shower. The problem is you have to take a shower every day, right? I mean,
Right.
just how it is. You stuck with it, and you didn't give up even, I'm sure you wanted to a lot of times, right? So somewhere, I think a quality I see is you bring that tenacity, perseverance, whatever you want to call it, right? You might Passion.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
good.
a passion. I've always loved real estate and design, and
Okay.
it's something.
So that was one thing, right? The second thing is that I'm sure at times you didn't like what I was trying to say, right? But either you might not have liked it, or I'm not sure what exactly went on. But regardless, you followed the advice,
Yes.
right? Which we're very grateful, because we don't want to see results where something goes wrong for people at Mastery.
Right.
Right? What was that like? Was there resistance at times?
With certain properties, yes, on the one that was a little bit too high.
Right. You wanted to do that.
Yes.
Right.
And I took your advice and passed. And then what other ones?
How about the money part of it?
It was a challenge at first. I have a full-time job, and then just trying to find those extra funds to do something new like this. Took
A
me a
leap of
while.
faith, right? A big leap of faith.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Took me a while.
So now looking back at it, right? I guess, are you glad you've done this? I mean, it's been, I'm sure, a lot of highs, a lot of lows,
Yes.
right? But what is the level of confidence that you have? Not big houses I'm talking about. I'm talking about building a portfolio of 5, 10 houses. Let's just say it takes you another 2, 3 years to do it, right? Let's just say it's no barn burning pace. But do you feel confident you can do it?
I do. Now I've learned enough where I do have the confidence, and then I'm setting goals. So do a few flips to earn some extra money, but then turning those into now rentals that I can.
So you're
hang on to.
following kind of the 2 flip,
Yes.
1 rental formula,
Yes.
right? Okay. And knowing what you know today, right, in terms of bigger rehabs versus smaller rehabs, or bigger houses versus smaller houses, right? A lot of times people think I have to do a big house, big rehab to make big money, right?
Right.
How true is that?
Well, that's something I'm learning on this property is I might end up making about the same amount as I did on the last property, which was much smaller. And,
Less
you
risk.
know, right, less risk. So it's been, again, another learning experience.
Okay, right. Thank you so much for sharing.